A HubSpot report recently said that on average, people are going to be researching your business. They're going to be looking at, if you're in a consumer or service-oriented business, anywhere from 3 to 7 or 8 pieces of content before they decide to reach out to you. In the B2B world, 95% of them are looking for thought leaders. So today we want to talk about when you create that kind of content that makes you a thought leader, when you create that kind of content that makes you compelling, relevant, interesting, what do we do with that content after it's created? Do we just put it out there and leave it alone and say, well, let the wind take it where it may and hope that everything just works out great? Well, unfortunately, it just doesn't work like that. Distribution is the key to getting your content seen. So there's a couple of different ways that you can distribute your content to targeted audiences and just get that wow factor, right? And the first way is some obvious low-hanging fruit ways. Put it out on social media. Just link it out across there. Depending on your audience, you may want to be on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Pinterest. There are 300 different types of social media sites, and you have to decide where your audience is at and where the best place to distribute that content is. Also, in places like Facebook and LinkedIn, you can also use groups. Groups are a great way to distribute your content, so long as you're not spammy and not obnoxious and not taking over the feed. So another way, email. Email is a huge way, if you focused on building your email list, to get your content out in front of people quickly. Now, a way that I like to do things is to find people who serve the same audience I do, but in a different way, because that way we're not necessarily competing with one another, we're bringing each other value. So find someone that, if you're a real estate agent, how about a mortgage company or an escrow company or whatever, right? Find different people that you can network with, create content around, include them in your content, share that out, let them know you did that, and they will be likely to share your content in their distribution paths. And so really at the end of the day, distribution is about how many people can you get to see your content. And then there's the elephant sitting in the room, the one that gives you the long-lasting impact, and that's Google. See, in the beginning, your content is going to have very little impact on Google, generally speaking. If it's good evergreen content, if we're not talking about news or things that's generating buzz immediately. Now, if it's really good content that people are going to continually look for even a year from now, well, then that just gives your content an opportunity to move up the ladder as it gains more prominence, as it gets more distribution in other places, as other influencers see your content, link to it in their own blog. And now again, these are people that obviously have bigger websites than yours, but it's pulling you to the top. So we're kind of back to networking again as a form of distribution. If you can get those types of organizations to do that, that's great. So folks, no matter how you spin this takes a little bit of work. Distribution isn't one of those things where I just post it on my website, I've got immediate traffic, and boom, that's all there is to it. Unfortunately, especially in the first couple of years, it's going to take some work on your part to get that content distributed across those different platforms. Engage with people, let them know that you're not just interested in them reading your content, but you're going to also consume their content, share it out to your audience, and it becomes a reciprocal relationship. So what are your thoughts? Do you have some distribution ideas? If you do, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear a little bit about some of your thoughts.